All right, Parts Breakers, Jeremy here, Jeeps Unlimited, 303-666-9020. You got a lot of stuff wrapped up. We're doing a big inventory. We always do it in the springtime. And it'll start in June, so we're getting everything cleared off the shelves for counts. What's one of the reasons that we have such good feedback and reviews, because our inventory online is actually accurate. And a lot of junkyards just completely fail to do inventory, and I get it. It's a massive task. Matter of fact, it is the most daunting task ever. We don't even do everything. We do Jeeps and everything Jeep, but we don't even do like every make, model. And those big yards, man, I give it to them for what they do, but it definitely would be nice if their inventory was a little more accurate. Having said that, that's the only preaching to the choir or whatever soapbox spiel I'll give you. We are heading out this summer. We bought some really cool equipment, a really nice truck with a sleeper, and I will be heading out and probably bringing my wife, my little boy, for the summer travel. Normally I do the trips on my own. I'm leaving for Denver. Those are common trips because it's 300 miles away. We get to Salt Lake quite a bit. And then over the summer, I have family, my sister and brother-in-law. My brother-in-law's a firefighter in Vegas, and sister-in-law lives there near Summerlin. So we get out there quite a bit. California, we have my father-in-law, mother-in-law are in the northern part of California, up in the East Bay area. So we get up there usually once. I have friends and actually business associates in the state of Washington. So that's probably going to happen here fairly soon this summer. And then we might even, normally we do our East Coast runs December and March, but I'm going to try to do another one. We have a huge amount of demand for what we sell. We specialize in rust-free, not just used Jeep parts, but we specialize in OEM rust-free quality Jeep parts. We really try to pride ourselves on the quality part. The last thing you want to do is pull off junk and reinstall junk. And, you know, some people might be, you know, their junk is better than the junk I have kind of thing. And sometimes it is. Sometimes you just can't find stuff. But we really try to pride ourselves in, and like I said, rust-free and clean stuff. So axles, this isn't even a fraction of the axles we have. This is just as many as I had the chance to grab with our grabber the other day. And so a lot of stuff, wheels, everything here in the next 3 weeks is going to be off these shelves. Like I said, we'll do a full count. Some of this stuff we've already done counts on. So we got bell housing, seat brackets, coolant bottles, washer bottles. We got, this is our engine room, which is most of our engines right now are up at the front, although we do have some good cores in here for builders. We have a couple of good used blocks in here, cranks, cylinder heads, emissions parts, turbos. We've done some diesels out here, so we have some cool stuff like that. And then a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't even think about at the moment. Drive shafts, they're laying all over again. They just got pulled down, and then there's no weight on these shelves. They don't take much to blow over. So it's going to be just about 5 minutes. Sorry, I'm right in the middle of a video. So we run a full crew out here, and there's always questions. So and I like to get these videos not break them up too bad, because it gets hard for you to follow. So I'm not gonna be able to go over everything. Obviously you can see a lot of it here: spare tire carriers, control arms, transmission brackets, braces, fuel necks, fuel, gas, brake pedal assemblies, the easiest part, the jacks, tongue tied there. And then look, the axles. So there's, no joke, probably about 250 axles in this yard. With that said, you know, that doesn't mean we have some of the rare ones. I do get those in. I would say the bottom shelf is a good example of some of the more rare ones. The top are your YJ fronts. Those are kind of a dime a dozen, especially in the higher ratio ones. Intake manifolds and steering shafts, more drive shafts, you know, anything. Basically, you take a Jeep apart, right? Especially a Wrangler, a CJ, TJ, YJ, JK, JK's not so much, but you know what I mean. But anyway, they're like Legos, right? You can break these things down to literally the nuts and bolts. And realistically, with the amount of money we spend on our Jeeps, which is a lot more than a big yard, partly because we rarely buy wrecks, we want to go after right off the road. We want to go after drivetrain components. We want to go after rust-free tubs and frames and not bin stuff and yada yada yada. So That's why, and we spend, like I said, quite a bit more in order to do that. Here's our transmissions, transfer cases, linkages, mounts, other mounts, dust shields, spacer plates, power steering, gearboxes, you name it. So this one hasn't been gutted yet. This will be gutted here hopefully next week. And then grills, lots of grills, doors, fender flares, bumpers. That whole back is all stuff we pulled off. So it's clearly going to take a while. Probably won't have this fully done until probably late August, maybe September. And then this stuff will be up, and then we'll jump back into our really prime time season and sell it all and just do it again. It's rinse and repeat kind of business. So this whole video, and I'm going to be posting this video in a variety of places and not try to normally do a video specifically for a general region we're going, but because I'll be going in several different places this summer, this is a video that will be posted in several markets. The first market I'll be posting it to, the Denver one and Salt Lake one. And then from there we'll have California, Southern California, maybe Northern, definitely have Washington, Idaho, Oregon in the mix there, Northern Nevada, Vegas, of course. And then we'll see. We might be able to get down south. I don't know. Usually I try to avoid the super sweltering humidity states. My cousins live down in actually they live in Port Lavaca, but I love to get down there, but this is not coming into the season of not time that I personally like to travel into those states. But you never know, we might get down there too, so we'll keep it open. And then definitely gonna try to squeeze another Maine trip and everything in between. I like to hit the upper UP. I just did that. Wisconsin, Minnesota, upper UP, Michigan, down. And then we went, when that trip, that was in March, we went all the way out to New Hampshire. So lots of Wranglers. I just did a count, and it's in one of my recent posts, but there's like 16 YJs that have just come in the past 30 days. There's I don't know, 4 or 5 TJs, 4 or 5 CJs, over 10 XJs, over 10 ZJs, about the same WJs, and then only a handful of WKs. Just had a Patriot, they came in. This has got a really low mileage engine. We don't do a lot of these, but for the people that need an engine, this is going to be ideal. I'll be done here in just a sec here if you need something. So this one was wrecked. Again, I don't buy any Wranglers. I try to avoid the Wranglers wrecked unless they come in on a trailer like that rollover. That was a local farmer. His kid did that. Luckily he lived. But you know, this one here is a perfect example. I don't really care if we buy them wrecked, especially if they're low mileage. So super low mileage. I think this is that 2 something in it. All-wheel drive, tranny, everything should be good on it. It ran. It didn't drive at all. I mean, we could kind of get it to sort of want to turn, but it's pretty bound up, as you can see. And that's not what we do here mainly. Patriots and Liberties and that stuff isn't really what we deal a lot in. I just don't go out and seek them very often. But again, there's a nice Liberty back here that just came in. This will be a great for parts. It's got a bad motor, of course. Those are kind of turd motors. The tranny's already sold out of it. But everything else is pretty clean on it. It's going to have some good body panels and seats and interior parts and whatnot. So you got a sunroof on that one. So I think those wheels are going to go on something we're building right now. They kind of look, actually, those are old ZJ wheels and they look great on it. So I think they got a cool offset. So we get a lot of nice tires, the whole pit of tires back here. Our frames, they're pretty low right now because we're just coming out of our busy season, but we still have some really nice YJ grade A's. I think I'm down to 1 TJ grade A frame, but that's what I do in the summer. So I'll be ramping up, full tub buying, frame buying, and really get this yard. Last year, right before we got into our busy season, which is usually about end of October into November, start of Christmas, we start ramping up by January. We're not listing anything, we're not counting anything. It is absolutely just shelling parts and doing as much as we can to float us through when we do get a little slower. But anyway, we had stacks of, I think I had about 60 frames out here. I'm down to maybe 12, 13 grade A's and maybe a couple B's and C's. So we really move a lot of frames. Part of that is the fact that I can deliver them, or we hot shot them. We have an awesome hot shot company we're working with. We got some roll bars back there. Those are parts axles. Those are axles that didn't make the cut. And that's the thing in this business. Not everything makes the cut, especially in our yard. So if it's been at all, if it has any kind of inkling that it's been involved in any kind of fender bender, we put those in a core pile and we'll part them out. There's still plenty of people that need just parts on them. So lots of parts, axles. Frames are the same way. We think it's been in, you know, whether it came in straight, solid, and looks good, but I run a Carfax and it came in with a front end or rear end hit, frames go to cut. I don't like cutting frames. I'd much rather buy, you know, get a nice clean frame, but there is that. So, you know, that way you're insured. We still measure them. We still scope them, make sure there's nothing inside. Got a lot of cross members. And then this is our tub line back here. And again, this is pretty low. Out of all these tubs, which I know it looks like a lot, there's a few hard tops in the mix down on that side. But out of all these tubs, there's only, there's no YJ tubs in this mix. The good quality YJ tubs are still on a vehicle that we just got in. Been almost out of those. The TJ tubs, I have a few of those left. We're getting low on those. I have absolutely no 7 tubs right now. The YJ conversion is the best way to go for CJ7s right now. I have a couple nice CJ5 tubs. And then I have one that's I know I'm going to get here and hopefully in a month, and it's a CJ5 tailgate, and that's 76 to 83. I just looked at it about a month ago, and guys, there's only a few times in 18 years that I've been doing this, men, women, ladies and gentlemen, you know, that I've been doing this, okay? And I mean that because, back up here, I always say guys, and I know that nobody cares in the world we live in. Well, some people do, but most of us don't. But it is important to say, you know, my wife works with me, and she's amazing. As a matter of fact, she's the glue here. So, and there are so many more. I just sent a cylinder head out to a shop, woman owned here in Grand Junction. I think it's freaking awesome. And sometimes they burn the best. I mean, let's face it, us guys, not the most organized sometimes, not the most cleanest sometimes. Having the ladies' touches is definitely nice having. And now we're having an immense amount of women coming into this and building. We've sold tubs and frames. And you know what's crazy is they have the fastest men. We take 2-3 years to build it. You know, we get on this thing and we'll do it. Most of the women that build stuff with these tubs and these frames that we're sending out, I swear, within 4 to 6 weeks, they're sending us photos and driving these things down the road. So I give them mad props. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's just be clear about that for just a moment. And again, my little soapbox spiel there, but totally lost my train of thought too. Oh yeah, so the CJ5. So in 18 years that I've been doing this, there's only, probably, no joke, 2, maybe handfuls, like 10 to 20 in 18 years when it comes to a tub that I would say fit on the absolutely, holy cow, this thing looks like it came right off the assembly line. And I'm not talking aftermarket crap, I'm not talking fiberglass, I'm talking OEM original tubs, right? I have a CJ5 tub that's coming in. Now this one here, I'm not gonna go into it because it's listed on our site, and somebody put a roll bar in it. But anyway, that one has been started, and that one's actually a really nice tub. Doesn't have very much to go. Somebody's already done most of it. It's a non-tailgate, which most 5s are. There's not a lot of tailgate ones out there, which makes the tubs even harder to get when you find one. But to give you an idea, this one's coming in, does have a tailgate, and it is cream of the crop. So I've had a couple CJ7s, maybe 3 in 18 years, that I would say these are grade A, meaning that you can literally bolt them on and use them, or you could paint them. You don't have to do any body work, no rust, no nothing. This 5 that's coming in here, I should have it by end of June. We're gonna spend a buttload on it because it's running and driving Jeep, but we're gonna part it out. At least that's what we're thinking anyway. It's primed, it's ready to go. So that one's gonna be up. I know I have a handful of people waiting on it, and I appreciate your patience if you watch this video. But anyway, we got some nice YJ frames. The CJ7 mix out there, if you're looking for a quality tub, look at the YJ. Call me, I can explain the differences. I can explain the best way to go. If you're a body guy, there's a whole different way to go, and it's perfect. And they're better made, and they're dimensionally the exact same. They're not hard to do. Everybody's, oh, I've heard, no. People have done them for 20, 30 years, and they've been fine. And they look great when they're done. Matter of fact, I would bet money that they hold up. The channels in the bottom of them are better. So, all right, that's it. So this 15 minutes of your life, give you the update that I haven't done in a while. We just got back from Hawaii, went on vacation. And of course we do that in our busy season. And we do it for a reason. Everybody said, why are you leaving your busy season? Well, we do it because our busy season is so busy. And I'm talking, there's 6 of us out here. We funnel 200 calls a day on our slow days, okay? We are a busy shop, and we still try to get everybody. Every once in a while we fall into the cracks, so I apologize, but just keep persistent and call, and don't think you're bothering us. Anyway, so we do that. We know that real gung-ho 90 miles an hour starts about January 1st, and we have to break it up, especially my wife. We have a 2-year-old, and he needs time, so we took 10 days, went out to Hawaii. It was a great vacation. Of course, just like always, every time we ever leave, somebody quits right in the middle of it. So, and just personal reasons. A good kid, we still love him. So, just sucks that it happens to happen, you know, when that, and it's happened since I've been doing it. So, no big deal. Core motors, okay, not making the cut. A lot of these are pretty obvious. There's holes in a lot of this shit, so excuse my French, but they're still, you know, this one probably doesn't have much left on it. Maybe some motor mounts, but this will end up in iron scrap. This one, I mean, look at these 2.5s. I mean, talk about piston coming through, right? So that's a nice 304. Needs to be built. It's probably filling up with water, which hopefully not too bad. So we'll break those down and send them in, or oftentimes lately people have just been buying them because those are so hard to get cores on right now. So, but yeah, a lot of these are pretty toasted out here. There's a 5.2 that needs to be rebuilt. That's the way they should be kind of stored outside. They get any kind of water that drains out of them. So, okay, I think that's it. So lots of YJs and TJs that just came in, couple CJs, lots of Cherokee XJs, always have those. ZJs, 9701 XJs are getting hard. So if you see one of those or you need parts on them, grab them while you can get them, because those go very quick, especially front end parts, axles, stuff like that. And anything I missed, I'm probably missing something. I'll be like, but I'll walk inside just real quick, show you the front. Again, if you're not familiar with our yard, and kind of cool to see, especially if you're planning on buying a part from us or parts, or so, you know, doing a project. I mean, we had a guy last week did a whole rolling chassis. We broke it down, of course. We still like to do them like a full breakdown on them. It ensures that he's not going to get something that's, you know, something's hiding rust somewhere else. Plus, they're cheaper to ship actually in parts. Vehicles are expensive to ship across the country right now. We can ship a whole tub and frame setup with these Hot Shots for usually about $600 for both, and a little less if it's just one. So I'm sure that will change over time. But and when I'm doing it, it's 500 flat rate. Unless fuel goes crazy again, goes up a little bit. But so we got a couple customer projects out here. Liberty, there's a Wrangler back there. We do a little service work, not a lot. When somebody's into buying, we try to help them out. This stuff is all just come out within the last couple of days. So a lot of stuff that we're just going through slowly, try to cover everything up and get it under. We live in the high mountain desert. We barely get any rain. So, and this is why another reason we do our inventory this time of year. So I got a 4-door JK hardtop that just came in. There's a Cummins swap we're doing in that Ford. That's pretty cool. And then a whole bunch of stuff at the upper lot that I'm not even gonna go up to right now. We got some Duramax builds we're doing in the garage when we have time, which we really don't right now. But of course, the lawnmower, you always got to have one of those sitting around. So, and forklifts and yada yada yada. So 303, and you can see my buddies, the Wasps, are out in full swing, which I could really do without. This guy's pissed. I'm gonna be boxing with him in a second. So 303-666-9020, partsbreakers.com. And yeah, that's it. Appreciate it, guys. Give me a call. So first on the map, just to recap, we're going California, June Lake, okay, in June, Lake June, whatever it's called. We're gonna go up through there. Okay, I'll be down in LA, Long Beach area, sometime in June as well. We'll be going up to Washington, all the way up to Tacoma, hopefully. That's probably gonna be a June trip as well. And then we'll wait, break it up. We'll go late July, August. We'll try to hit an East Coast trip, East Coast run. And then maybe when the you know, hurricane season's in full tilt, we'll try to go down to Florida. just teasing. But anyway, so that's the plan. So if you see this posted, you're wondering, you know, hey, am I on the map? If you're not on the map, don't sweat it. We ship every day. Freight goes out every day. Grounds, UPS, they come out every day and pick up. It's actually what 95% of everything we sell out of here gets shipped that way. The trips are kind of cool to go on if we're able to do that, but don't necessarily wait, because the parts sell too quickly, waiting on me to get to you. So, but if I know I'm coming, then I'll put you on. That's a nice 302 if anybody needs a nice running 302 Ford motor right there. It came out of a Mustang. Actually came out of a Wrangler, but it was a Mustang motor and ran fantastic. Nice intake, performer carb, shorty headers. So we get some unusual stuff. Look at these bees. Anyway, bees are fine. The wasps I don't like. And then here's our office. It's all lit up, hopefully. Somewhat clean. So this is the desk, and I made this desk when we first moved out here when we were still transitioning a little slower. So pretty cool. It's an actual CJ5, 72 to 75 era. So pretty neat. Our old building had a Jeep on the roof of it, so that was really stuck out. And out here, we decided to do this. So really neat. This office is a mess right now. We got inventory all over it too. So heater box. I didn't even go into that room. We got hundreds of dashes, really nice uncut CJ dashes, YJs, TJs, even some JKs. We got heater boxes. Real known for those things because those people usually break when they pull them. And then wiring harnesses. That's a whole nother area. There's a whole nother warehouse up here. It's got all of our seats and our wiring harnesses in it. And we specialize in uncut, unmolested wiring harnesses. So cool. So if you're hearing me talk on the phone, this is my office and it's pretty messy with the desk and whatnot. But so that's where the magic happens there. And then the magic happens with my guys usually out here or when we have walk-ins. So cool. All right. Appreciate everything.